Hello, welcome back to the studio. Thanks so much for being here. This is my latest painting, and I've got a bit of a confession to make about it. I was actually really angry when I painted it. I didn't set out to be angry, I just arrived in the studio with a lot of frustration. I'd had a bit of a frustrating week last week. I'd spent some time attempting a printing technique, which I've done lots of, but I just couldn't get it to work. And my health has taken a bit of a dip, so I'm struggling to do everything that I want to do. And lastly, we're having one of those weeks where things just keep breaking in the house, and the bills just seem to be piling up. To be frank, I actually find that one of the realities of being an artist is really frustrating, and there's a surprisingly small amount of time to actually paint. So when I started painting this one, that frustration and anger spilt out into the work. I was swearing at the masking tape when it didn't tear properly, and violently mixing the colours. One of my favourite painters is Maggi Hambling, and she says something that's really stuck with me. I can't quite do it with Maggie's mixture of kind of glint and flint, so I'll read it normally, but you got to picture it in her husky, smoke-riddled tones. If you're going to be an artist, make your work your best friend. A friend that you can go to whatever you're feeling. Tired, or happy, or sad, or randy, and have a conversation with it. First point, randy. I sense this is a word that is slipping out of common usage, and I think we need a campaign to bring it back. It's got a sort of mid-century feel to it. It should really be fashionable, like G-plan furniture or the colour mustard. But the big point, emotion should be intrinsic to our work and not excluded. I think Maggi Hambling's success and her regard has got a lot to do with her capacity to imbue her work with exactly how she's feeling, and in a really honest way at that. I really liked this painting, and I also really liked painting it. By the time I had finished, I feel I'd done something of all that frustration, and there was a catharsis that ushered in a genuine sense of zen and calm and accomplishment. I'd really like to try and paint it bigger. I've never done that. I've never taken a painting and, what's the word from photography, enlarged it. But it's got so much command, and I love how the light of it kind of fills the room and draws you in. I think it would look amazing, kind of twice as wide and twice as tall. But I don't quite know how to do that, so if you have any thoughts or ideas on how I can do that and keep the sense of emotion, let me know. I'd really appreciate your thoughts. Well, as ever, thank you so much for joining me here in the studio. It's a pleasure to have you, and I'll see you for the next one.